Yeah. Tell them check out the blog, bro. YouTube channel called MKO. It's pugilism, boxing algorithm. M stand for Marvin and Kevin's initials KO. Yeah. What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we are talking all things boxing. Right about now, remember to like, remember to subscribe to this channel. We've got over 100 videos on here. Hit the bell notification as well so you can be notified when we drop new content. So right now I'm about to speak to you about a very sort of controversial video that just came out the other day from Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I believe it originated on an Instagram channel, and I saw it on a YouTube channel somewhere there. And yeah, basically it's Deontay Wilder 10 months after his loss to Tyson Fury, where he was stopped. Mark Breland threw in the towel, you know, sort of to save him for another day. And I remember in the aftermath of it, there was the other trainer, JD's, was saying, you know, I wouldn't have thrown in the towel, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, Wilder himself, he wasn't happy about the towel being thrown in. He said, we talked before, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I told them never throw the towel in. But ultimately in boxing, it's your coach's job to save you from yourself. Boxer's never going to quit. You're a fighter. You're a fighting man. You're never gonna want to, you know, have a towel thrown in on you. You know, that's just general. That's the same with amateurs, pros, whatever. So, you know, there was all this talk months ago about there's snakes in the team and the Wilder team, and so now he hasn't really said anything much. It's literally been, I think he was going after Dillian Whyte once and saying it's karma that Dillian Whyte lost. And then that was that silly little twerking video that his girlfriend made or something like that. You know, most people just sort of laughing at that one. And there's been, I think he's done photo shoots and stuff, but boxing wise, there hasn't been any talk from Wilder for about that period of 10 months after the loss. Initially he was saying he blames the costume for the loss. It was too heavy and stuff like that, and that robot suit thing that he had, he said that, you know, that was the problem, that's why he lost. And then in the ensuing months, there was a load of YouTube channels and Deontay Wilder fans who were claiming that Tyson Fury's gloves were tampered with and he was taking steroids, and there's a load of these sort of theories out there. Even people who don't know about boxing have been sort of making up these theories. And yeah, my take on it is, you know, I believe it's basically nonsense, because I think if he really felt this way, that Tyson Fury cheated, Tyson Fury had he's now claiming an egg weight in his glove and stuff like that. I mean, first of all, if you've got something like that in your glove and your glove is loose or whatever, you're most probably just gonna break your hand. If you've got some foreign metal object loosely rolling around in your glove or whatever he's claiming, first of all, you'd most likely break your hand. That's what happens. You know, you can't, those sort of objects, they're not going to help you if you've got it in your glove. They're going to hurt you and they'll destroy your hands. And I find it very hard to believe that, you know, the commission, his own trainer who was watching the wrapping of the hands, it gets past everyone and he's got this foreign object or whatever in his glove. I think that's just nonsensical. I mean, he needs to just accept his defeat. And I think if he really did feel this way, that, oh, Tyson Fury's cheated and Tyson Fury's is a thief and he's done this and he's done that, I think if he really believed that, we would have been hearing about this straight after the fight. We wouldn't have to wait 10 months to hear this. And secondly, why hasn't he gone the legal route? You know, he was going to sue Alexander Povetkin, and, you know, fairly so, because Povetkin failed a PED test when Wilder was meant to go to Russia, and I think he was suing Povetkin at the time. So my thing is, if you believe that Fury's a cheat and he's done illegal stuff, why haven't you gone down that route? Why aren't the lawyers involved? You know, and why weren't they involved months and months ago when the fight actually happened? Why are we having to wait 10 months, you know, after the so-called cheating to hear from you? And all he seems to be doing now is just literally just regurgitating the same theories that the fans say about the dent in his head and the autopsy and all of this nonsense. And I think it might even have something to do with the fact that now Tyson Fury's been, Tyson Fury called him out from after he knocked him out and there was a rematch clause. Fury was sending Instagram videos saying, "Where you at, Wilder? Where you at? You know, I want to fight you," and blah, blah, blah. Deontay Wilder shut his mouth. He stayed quiet. He had nothing to say when Tyson Fury was calling him out at the actual time when the original was supposed to take place. He said nothing about that. And I'm suspicious of the fact that now he's waited until Fury's heard nothing from him for, the best part of a year, 10 months. And now he's decided to open his mouth conveniently at a time when Fury and Arum and, the team, they've already moved on from this fight. They've heard nothing from him for, 10 months. Now they're moving on to fight somebody else in London. And now all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder is opening his mouth. He's accusing Fury of this, accusing Fury of that. It's a bit of weird timing for me, because I think if you really believed that, and if you really wanted to fight Tyson Fury, you would have been opening your mouth all the way through. You wouldn't have waited several months. Waited until the rematch clauses has now expired. You wouldn't have been waiting all this time. I think if he wanted the fight, we would have heard about it, straight after. There's plenty of examples, as I mentioned in other videos. Just Anthony Joshua and Dillian White, for example. Dillian White gets smoked. He gets KO'd by Povetkin. Immediately in the aftermath, I want this guy again. We're having a rematch this month, in this month right now of November. Joshua gets knocked out by Ruiz. I want this man again. There's an immediate rematch. But with Wilder, he shut his mouth for 10 months. And now 10 months later, when Fury's going to be fighting someone else, he conveniently opens his mouth. And to me, that's a sign that, I don't know, maybe someone's put him up to this. Maybe this is a bit of clout chasing. But I think, when you think of this whole thing logically, if you want to fight, you say you want to fight. You don't wait until the guy's moved on and your contract's expired to now start talking about the fight when the guy's moved on. I think that's a bit crazy. I think anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. It's kind of nonsensical to me. And we'll see what happens from now on. Until next time, this is MKO Pugilism, over and out. I'll see you on the next one.